gives teachers, trainers, and speakers.
Hello, everybody. How are you? If you can hear me, I want you to please type "I can hear you" in the comment section. Welcome, 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 everybody. I see you. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening from whichever part of the world you're currently listening to us. Today, we have a very important guest. He's a business consultant. He's somebody with a high level of experience to help you scale your business from where you are to where you want your business to be. So just type "I can hear you" in the comment section. I know we have people listening to us on YouTube, on Facebook, on podcast. We are live. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I see you all. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Welcome. Yes, yes. Beautiful day. All right. So I want to welcome you all to another great episode of the Morale Booster with Dr. John Ughulu. The Morale Booster is a platform for career professionals, entrepreneurs, and leaders, a platform for them to give back to the society through coaching and mentoring. That's why we always try our best to bring in the very best so that you can learn from them. So wherever you're watching or listening to us from, I want you to please like and share this broadcast, because you might just be saving the life of that one person or that one business or that one business owner who has been waiting for a lifetime to hear this message. Like and share this broadcast, please. Thank you so much. So today we have Faheem Moosa. Faheem is a special guest. Faheem helps businesses and business consultants add 100 to 500,000 in new revenue within a period of 12 months or less without burning out. He's a former management consultant based in Toronto, Canada. Faheem has helped former consultants from stellar institutions such as Boston Consulting Group, Accenture, PwC, EY, Kearney, Deloitte, Booz Allen, IBM, etc. You see, he has worked with a lot of big companies in these sectors. And he has helped them build a pipeline of ideal clients and grow their consulting businesses. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have the expert here. Without any further ado, without wasting much of your time, I want you all to please join me as I welcome to the stage Faheem Moosa. Thank you so much, Faheem. Can you hear us?
Yes, I can, John. Thank you so much for having me on the show. It's an honor to be here.
You're very welcome. You have a very impressive portfolio. You know, you've worked with some of the major players in the industry. Can you please tell us what motivated you to delve into that particular industry?
Okay, so this story starts way back when in 2008 and 9, when we went through the Great Recession. Remember that?
Right.
And that was when I was in a corporate job. I was working in management consulting after graduating from my MBA, which was one of the paths that MBA students usually take, MBA graduates usually take. So I was in a corporate job, and I realized that although the company that I was working for was a good company, the folks were great, that role and that particular environment or 9 to 5 didn't suit me.
Okay.
So I come from a family of entrepreneurs. Going back, my family has been in business for over 100 years, and I've always wanted to strike out on my own and start a business. So I just felt that at that time was the right opportunity for me to leave and start off a business. It was a bit scary because it was during the middle of that recession, but I took the leap and ended up landing a few clients, ended up surviving the initial tough days, and I managed to build my business, and I've been in business since then.
Right. Okay. Now, like you were kind of at an advantage because you originally are from a family of entrepreneurs. So you had people all around you who would encourage you while you're making that transition. Now, I know it was hard at the initial stage when you made the transition. What were those things that guided you? I'm sure you had a lot of cash already saved up, or you had people who were willing to give you a loan. So how were you able to make that transition? What were the challenges you went through?
Well, I didn't have a lot. I did not have a lot of savings. I had some savings,
Okay.
but you say that I was at an advantage, uh, being from a family business.
Right.
But I made a really dumb decision to simply quit my job and jump into business without knowing what I would be doing next.
Right.
I was at that point in my life, I was really frustrated. I didn't want to do the whole 9 to 5 thing anymore. So I just, simply quit, and
Right.
without knowing what I was going to do. I wouldn't recommend that to
Without an
anybody
exit
listening.
plan, right?
Without
Without
an
an
exit
exit
plan.
strategy, yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend that. And I keep telling my people that I speak with that this is what I did, and I wouldn't do that. I would, be more. If I were to do it again, I would do it more prudently. Maybe put together some kind of a rough draft of a plan of what I would be doing, and then also have at least 6 to 8 months of savings of living expenses and so on before making that move. But at the same time, I also want to say that the background that I had, the whole family business background, in family businesses, it's really interesting because I've always heard my grandfather and my father talk about, the safety of a business and keeping your destiny in your own hands. They would look at having a corporate job as a big risk because you're putting your entire income in the hands of somebody else.
Right.
But if you have a business, you control to a large extent what you can do because your risk is spread amongst various customers and various clients and so on and so forth. So I had also that always played to the back of my mind. I knew that even if things go wrong, there's always ways to make things work. So I think that played somewhere in the back of my mind when I took that leap.
Right, right. That's great. I always encourage people to always hold on to their 9 to 5 or their employment while making the transition. The transition should be a gradual process. Start by having that business as a side gig, and allow your business, allow your employment be your bank, because as a new business it might be challenging to get the support you want from the banks. So allow your employment be your bank while you work on your business on the side. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think that is a prudent and pragmatic way to do it. And I give the same advice to my clients as well. The ideal way to do it is to have a side gig, as you said, and at least validate your business idea. When I say validate, it means get some revenue coming in, prove that there is a model, and
Right.
then if once you get confidence, then you can kind of gradually move away from your your 9 to 5. But on the other hand, there are times when people aren't able uh, to do a side gig
Right.
because of the demands of their corporate job. Sometimes people are working like 12 hours a day, and that's just how it is. And they have young families, kids. They're not able to find the time during the evening and weekends to fully immerse themselves into a side gig. So people in those types of situations, I say that what they should be doing is save up 6 to 8 months of living expenses.
Yes.
um, And if you're not able to, if you feel that you don't want to quit the job, then renegotiate with your employer and do your work part time, or have some sort of an arrangement where you can dedicate your time to other things, which is your side gig. So there are ways to do that, but it depends on the individual situation.
Right, right. Thank you. So for those of you who are listening, you've already confirmed that Faheem knows what he's talking about, right? He knows exactly what he's talking about. And please, I want you to remember to like and share this broadcast, because you might just be saving that one person who maybe made up his or her mind a few minutes ago that he was just going to quit, or she was just going to quit the job without having an exit strategy. So please share this broadcast so that that person would learn and understand that he or she must have an exit plan. So thank you so much for that, Faheem. Now let's go to your business. Let's go to your business. You are a business consultant. Can you please tell us, throw more light on what precisely you do as a business consultant, and how you are able to help businesses gain or make an additional 100K to 500K annually, just as you mentioned to us?
Yeah, so I help business consultants put together sales and marketing systems so they can execute that, which they can execute themselves, and add in 100K to 500K in revenues within 12 months. And these are actual results that my clients have got, by working with me. So I work very closely with my clients to make sure that they put together the right offerings for their consulting practices, the right messaging and communication, and have the right sales systems and client attraction methodologies that consistently bring in qualified clients through the door, so that they have a pipeline and drive revenues throughout the year.
Right, that's great. Now you talked about pipelines. You talked about having methodologies. Now, I see that you have worked with a lot of major players in the industry. Do you only focus on those big companies, or do you work with startups?
So the major players that you mentioned up front, I've worked with consultants who are from those companies, are alumni who worked in those companies, and who
Okay.
now have their own businesses, their own
Okay.
consulting practices. So most of my clientele are from former large consulting companies, or mid-sized consulting companies who now have their own consulting business. I typically, my clientele comprises of consultants who are typically doing revenues of 6 figures plus, who've started their business in the last 5 years,
Okay.
grown their business through referrals and personal contacts and warm introductions through their network. And now, as they look to grow their business further, they're looking for some kind of a sales and marketing system that would drive revenues further, because referrals are simply not predictable.
Oh yes, I completely agree with you on that. So for those of you who are listening right now, if you have a business that is already doing 6 figures in annual revenue, 6 figures and above, and you are looking for those systems to put in place to help you move from where you are to where you want to be, this is your man. Faheem is somebody you can reach out to, have a word with him, and see what they can offer for your business. Am I correct, Faheem?
Yeah, absolutely. So what happens in a consulting business is, like I said, it's really easy to launch and get your business off the ground through the power of your connections.
Right.
But as you would agree, referrals are not predictable. There's only
Right.
so much you can business you can derive from referrals.
Yes.
And when you want to put together an efficient system, that's when I come in.
Okay.
And I work work very closely with the consulting business owner, whether they're solo or they own a small boutique firm, and I help them in putting together the right sales and marketing structure, so that then they can drive pipeline consistently.
Okay, great. I love that. Thank you so much. Now, do you mind? I want to pick your brain briefly on a particular subject matter relating to what you do. Now, for a new business, a new consulting business that's brand new, who doesn't have a book, like they don't have like clientele, it's brand new. What's your what strategy would you recommend for them before they get to the six-figure level? Okay, let's use digital branding company, digital marketing consulting company that is just starting, no clientele yet. So do you have, can you share with us like 2 or 3 strategies on how they can generate leads and convert those leads into clients?
Okay, so the easiest and most effective way I know for that specific stage of the business where you're just starting is to tap into your current network. A lot of the times, business people, especially new business people, think that they have to land clients from outside of their network.
Okay.
Everybody wants to like get new people, but then they ignore the power of their current connections and their network, right? Also, if they're coming out of a corporate work, of a corporate job, there are so many people that they may have worked with in the past that they can now reach out to. So here's exactly what I did when I started. I sent out an email to everyone I knew, not just people I knew professionally, people that I knew personally as well, like family, friends, etc., etc., and of course ex-colleagues, and people that I worked with in a past life and in different businesses, and sent them information on what I've just started, and the type of people that I'm looking to connect with, and please make the introduction. And here's the thing: people are really happy to help new entrepreneurs, new business people, because it's exciting. And a lot of the times when people have not started their own business, they see a little bit of they want to be part of the excitement that you're going through, and they want to help out. So people are very, very kind towards entrepreneurs, and the folks that really like you and really support you will come through for you. So that's the first thing that I would tap into. But at the same time, I wouldn't, I want to go one step further and say that, over the past few years, the whole social media scene has blown up, right? And now you can become your own media company. So if you start sharing thoughtful, meaningful, valuable, helpful advice to your network, and you don't even have to talk about your business, but you can talk about the problems that people that you want to serve are having, people will resonate to that. And constantly if you keep building your network of potential prospects, then the chances are that they will see your content, and they will resonate with what you're saying. That, of course, is a mid to long-term strategy, but I would advise people to start doing it. But for immediate results, just tap into your network.
Right. Wow, that was powerful. Thank you so much. Now, for those of you who are listening, that was a response to a strategy session that you would have paid probably some good dollars to get. And now that's that's the importance of this program. We bring in people who have experience, who can help you tap into your potentials, people who can activate the greatness in you, people who can bring out that superhero that you already have inside of you. And I know there's so many business owners who are listening to me right now. So many of you are stuck. So many of you are still doing things the old way. But I bet you this is the time for you to have a pipeline that would help increase your sales. And that's why I brought this consultant here, Faheem, who obviously is a genius in that area. Am I correct, Faheem?
If you say so, John. No, you know what? You never stop learning, however, experienced you are. And I'm not the most experienced consultant or coach or trainer I know, but the key is, as you would agree, is to keep moving forward and keep learning new things. The world keeps changing every day.
That's true. That's true. So, ladies and gentlemen, Faheem, can you please confirm if that website on the screen is correct?
Yes, consultingleap.com. That's right.
Awesome. So, ladies and gentlemen, Faheem can be contacted via his website. For those of you who are watching via Facebook and YouTube, his website is currently being displayed on the screen. For those of you listening via podcast, his website is consultingleap.com. I repeat, consultingleap.com. It's consultingleap.com. I repeat it, consultingleap.com. I know those of you seeing it on Facebook now might be wondering, why is he spelling it? Yes, because we're currently streaming on podcast, and we have tons of people, lots of people who are listening and currently cannot see what you see on the screen. So consultingleap.com is his website. And Faheem, can you please tell us what social media platforms you are currently active on?
So I'm most active on LinkedIn. So you can find me there, and I'm happy to connect with you. Just tell me that you were on the show and the Morale Booster show, and I'm happy to connect.
Awesome. That's great. Thank you so much for coming, and thank you for sharing. Not just that, we also want to thank you for supporting our mission, because every cent that we generate using this program goes to charity, because there's so many people out there. Our goal is to help people find their purpose so they can step into their greatness, so they can start the business that they've always wanted to. So we do everything possible to help people, first of all, find their purpose, find their strength, find their superpowers. And we make them also understand that if they are going into entrepreneurship, we can also support them. So every proceed that we generate from this program goes to charity. And thank you so much, Faheem, for your donation, for your contribution. What you are doing is a great work. So we want you to keep it up. All right. Keep up with the good work. So before you leave, I want you to just speak to that new business owner, who is waiting and thinking that it's going to be difficult for him or her to scale their business from where they are to where they want to be, because they feel they do not have the right contact, they do not have the right connection, they do not have the right amount of money, and right now they don't have the time. Can you please encourage them, advise them, tell them what they need to do to help them move from that startup phase to the six figure where they can surely need your help? Just 1 minute, please.
Sure, I'll just come to that. But just before that, I want to thank you and commend you, John, for the wonderful work that you're doing, and it's a pleasure, absolute pleasure, to donate to your organization. So thank you for your work. So in response to your question, for that new business owner who is started their business and they don't have the time, they don't have the experience. But still they want to obviously grow their business. I would say that and be very clear. I'm talking from a consulting business perspective. Be very, very clear on who you're serving and put together an offering that will allow your target buyer to get their dream outcome. That's number one. Number two is make sure that you get into a consulting field in which you have solid domain expertise in. Like if you've worked in the corporate world in a specific domain, for example, it could be pharmaceuticals or automotives or whatnot. Consulting is a game of expertise, and the more narrow you can focus your market and your positioning, the better you'll fare in the marketplace, based on my experience. So make sure that you're very, very clear on focusing on a market in which you have significant domain expertise. And the final tip is keep learning sales and marketing. This is one of the biggest problems in our industry, in the consulting industry. Consulting business owners love what they do. They get into their business because they're technically gifted in that consulting field. But when they become business owners, they ignore learning sales and marketing, because sales and marketing drives their business. Without sales and marketing, it's really hard to build a business that is efficiently building a pipeline and driving revenues. So I would encourage consulting business owners to build their sales and marketing capabilities and learn as much as possible about sales and marketing.
Awesome. That's great. Thank you so much. That was powerful. So I know there's so many people listening right now, also watching. And for those of you who are currently or who will be watching the replay, remember to type #replay. Thank God for technology. So those of you who missed the whole live broadcast, don't worry. You can always watch the replay. Those of you on podcast, don't worry. You can always download it. All right. Download it right now. We've gotten so many downloads. We want to thank everybody. We also have a lot of people who watch us via YouTube. We want to thank you all for your support. And just like what Faheem said, if you're going into business, always remember that you would have to sell every day of your life. So that notion, that mindset of, oh, I don't like sales, or oh, I don't like salesmen, I don't like saleswomen, you have to drop that.
100%.
Right? You have to drop that. You have to trick your mind again to like sales, because that's it. Without sales, you cannot be in business. If you are not good at accepting rejections, that's going to be a problem. All right. So beef up your mind, take your mind to the level where you know that you would be a salesperson. Not just that, and you would also understand that the more no's you get, the closer you are to your yes. So which means you're going to deal with rejection every day of your life. All right. So thank you everybody for listening. It's been a wonderful pleasure learning from Faheem. I want you all to go and follow him right now on LinkedIn. Faheem Moosa. Did I pronounce your name correctly?
Yes, perfectly. Thank you.
Yeah, Faheem. It's Faheem Moosa. Faheem Moosa. So go to LinkedIn, follow him, and feel free to reach out to him for your consulting needs. If you're already doing six figures, this is the man you should reach out to. Work with him closely, and he'll be able to take you to the next level. So thank you so much, everybody, for listening to this broadcast. Until next time, we have some other episodes coming up. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, subscribe to our podcast. You can just Google the Morale Booster. You would find all the platforms where we have our podcast displayed. Sign up, download them, refer your friends, send these recordings to your friends and your family members. So take care, everybody. Faheem, Once again, it's been a pleasure, and I hope when next we call you, you would come and bless some more business owners with your
Thank you
words.
so much. Yeah, thank you so much, John. The pleasure is all mine. Thank you for inviting me.
You're welcome. All right, everybody, have a productive rest of your day. Bye.